Okay, Nigerians, no be say tomorrow we go dey talk side, they shout electoral reform, electoral reform. I tell una say if una not join hand, me alone I go borrow transport from OPE come National Assembly. We don't come to come see Senate leadership and House of Reps leadership to submit our own documentary, Abina Weti communicate. We need electoral reform, and we are giving them 30 days for them to begin to attend to them. If not, we go come sleep for here with Akpabio for all of them. Oh. So Senator Akpabio, Ekwa Lejo Wireo, all of us we go come. It is electoral reform. We go there now, we go give them. Nigerian youths, bloggers, everybody, make una tell them. If you are an activist for Nigeria today and you are not talking about how election 2027 go good, how government go good, then you are being mischievous. Senator Ereti, she said the youth, we only complain, we insult, we murmur and grumble, we know they do anything. We don't come now, we are not, she said we are not having meaningful conversation. So make we go find Senator Ereti. Maybe we can have meaningful conversation on how INEC must better. Upon this INEC, I pin. Na night boss carry me come. Na night boss I go take, go back. But you see this INEC matter, we must prosecute it to a reasonable conclusion. To tell all of them, Tunde not in Star Blog, 30 days challenge, night we go give them. Make them begin to think of how INEC go better. Upon that, if not after that 30 days, Nigerian youth is up to now. Make them no talk, say we talk, we no do action. We don't come, Senate President, House of Reps Speaker, Ekwa Lejo Wireo Motideo Oromio Korara, INEC Nika. Upon this INEC, I mount. Film the National Assembly where film and where. Film the Senate and everywhere. Make we they go find them to drop our letter. This Nigeria must work in my lifetime.
They must say word.
We live for this country.
Randy Peters there taking a one-man squad campaign or riot or protest to the National Assembly. And I want to beg well-meaning Nigerians to take this very passionately. If we are tired of the current crop of leaders we have, we can only but appeal that we have a system that consistently allows elections to be free, to be fair, and to be credible. That's the only way. And like I've stated in all my platforms, if our elections are fair and fair, we may not get it right in the immediate, but trust me, we'll get it right someday. At the moment now, people are only loyal to political bodies, bigwigs, chieftains, and personalities, not structures and systems. And when that is in view, it becomes almost difficult for you to have people get into power on meritocracy, on merit. They are likely going to be loyalists to, and I can even tell you, a lot of good people have been elected into offices, but because they were elected on platforms of people that gave them opportunity. So the loyalty is not to the people, not to the system, but to the individuals. And that's why SY governors or former senators can submit, like what's happening in Edo State, for example. It's difficult for Ned Emerson, even though he got the people's mandate to go to National Assembly, to cut himself off the ties of former Senator Matthew Irogide. Because for him, the only reason he is there is because Matthew Irogide gave him the chance. Because right now, he's not standing with the people. So a lot of the times, electoral reforms will solve half of the problems of our country. Half, at least 50% of our problems will be solved when we allow people that deserve it, people that deserves it. I've been having conversations a couple of times, and I cannot remove the fact that when somebody is elected on the platform by the people, because that's what democracy is, the person may likely focus on the people, and politics will be very reduced. Because after you win elections and you get into power, as much as you want to work for the people, you also remember that there is a similitude of observing the tides, the moods of the political parties, political figures, and then you also begin to play politics because you want to win election, you want to get your party ticket, you want to win. So a lot of these things come, but when you know that the power rests on the people, that's why even if you belong to the APC, even if you are apologetic, you are sentimentally attached to the ruling party, or you're in a former party, or you are just somebody who is apolitical, electoral reforms will solve majority of our problems. It will help us to get competent people to power. It will make sure they focus on the people. Somebody said one time, if you know all of this electoral, the reason why an incoming National Assembly, incoming State Assembly cannot extricate from the procedure of governors 100% pension scheme for former governors and former politicians and people. Worst of all are people who have moved from governorship offices to Senate or National Assembly, still receiving full-blown pension and privileges from a state. But it cannot work because these people were anointed to get into offices. Somehow they got support. If the people begin to allow, if the people that get to power are from the people, exclusively from the people, there's a likelihood that the people will be the focus. Let's listen to Peter, and I hope that he gets support, because things like this will not get popularity. We like to make noise, and like, even though he mentioned, like Senator Reti said, and like I said, let's not criticize Reti's message. Let's not look at it. He didn't anyway. Let's not see it as if Reti is being stupid. She's saying the truth. We must begin to look into projects like this as the most important things. We must take up protests like this. We must take up riot like this. We must pursue causes like this to get the result that we want. Except if we are only, there are some people that call themselves activists in Nigeria. They are anarchists. They are not interested in the growth and development of the country. And there are very many sectors. They make noise all around. Should anything begin to look like the country is getting better, they will not be happy. So projects like this are things we focus. Why we begin to criticize? Like I said, I'm done with looking at isolated problems. How many problems can we? If I decide to be reading out every single news, the other time, very recently now, we heard that the federal government is saying that they have cleared all IMF debts. A look into the IMF data is showing that that's a lie. There are several billions of dollars that we are still owing IMF. We cannot report every news. Can we look for a way to solve all of these problems? Can we be isolated looking at all of the reports of debt and happening in various parts of the country? No, we can't. So somehow, this one problem will solve majority. May not solve all, but may solve majority problem. And like I've said, we may get it wrong in the next election, get it wrong in another election, get it wrong in another election. But there is some way, somehow, we'll elect somebody that has the balls to fixing the problem. If only the people. That's why Valentine Ozigbo will leave the Labour Party and go to the APC, because it's getting clear that the elections in this country are becoming quite systemic. The problems are becoming very institutionalized. You have to jump to the party that can win elections. That itself is a problem. That's our Delta State government. If the people decide, would the governors be scared to move on to go and join the ruling party? Because they are scared that the way this man is going on, he's going to have a sweep of the next election. So they are looking for safety for themselves. I'll catch you another time.